tick faster. That'll be the hour they knock the slick blaster. Dick dastardly, a monthly with sick laughter. A gunfight and they come to cut the mix master. And living the true gods, giving y'all nothing but the lick like two broads. Got more lyrics than the church got ooh lords. And they hold the mic at your attention like two swords. Or you the one with two blades on it. Hey you, don't touch the mic like it's AIDS on it.
Hello, finally we are here. We are here. Welcome once again to the Beatzilla PDX official show. I am your host, Beatzilla Beatzilla PDX officially. Oh goodness. So boy, we had a heck of a time getting on today, but we are here. I don't know if it was partly StreamYard, partly the internet, or just my computer, but good Lord. More lyrics than the church got ooh lords. Yes, indeed. That's a cold line, ain't it? All right, we are here. We are here. Brandon Cruz sings, welcome. RG3 Fitness LLC, welcome. Queen Adia, Judah Queen, Silent D Productions, Dervis Austin, Pride Bentley, yes indeed, and Karma Colt in the house. All right, so sorry for the tardiness, technical difficulties, but we are here on the weekly wrap-up. And of course y'all know I was gone Wednesday, so there was no midweek report, but you know, y'all know why. I was at a funeral service. I had to sing that. So alrighty. Yeah, what's up, Brandon? Welcome, man. You was the first one in the chat. Absolutely. Yeah, singers got to stick together. All right, so let me see if I can get, because I literally had, of course, everything queued up, and then all of a sudden everything froze. So we'll see if I can get these videos and stories back up. But as you can see by, let me get this in here. Let me show you the thumbnail. This broadcast is about closing in the ranks because it's necessary. As you can see up there at the top, they're talking about climate change and that budget. And then over here, of course, we've already heard about the $450,000 per person they're looking to give the dreamers. And then you see the donkeys riding black folks with the vote. And then you see these two crazy individuals down here, a Bunny Ruckus type and her sadistic suspected white supremacist boyfriend who killed her child and left the body with the kids that were still living and just left them. So we will get into all of this today. And then revisit, of course, all of the and some more. So revisit and update some of the people who are getting out here talking about reparations and trying to now enter into a conversation of reparations, excluding foundational black Americans, the descendants of American chattel slavery, trying to divert the conversation as much as to start talking about climate justice. But first, let me hope this window opens. I'm still opening stuff back up, so bear with me. You say nefarious all around. Yes, Jim Crow, Jim Crow Joe, and swirling gone wrong. Well, you know, it for them it's only wrong because they got caught. You know what I mean? But it was all fun and games when they let them kids. You know, it was all good. And you just, I mean, just the thought of leaving a dead child's body and then leaving the rest of the living children in the same house with that body while you're just off doing whatever, that is just outrageous to me. Okay, so let me share this. And as you're coming in, please like and share. Oh no, not that. There we go. Let me get this on the screen for you. Okay, there we go. So, first piece of news today. Media mogul Byron Allen has acquired HBCU Go TV, a streaming service that features content from 105 historically black colleges and universities across the country. Tanya Zion, greeting. Oyela Aket, greetings. Yes, indeed. So this is this is what I said. Get ready for agenda distraction television, heading your way soon, and that's what it's going to be. As you can see, already we are having a discussion of almost having to defend our claim for reparations as a independent group. Now all of a sudden reparations seems to be a conversation that a lot of people can have. Now when it was just us, they were going out of their way to avoid that conversation. You know what I mean? But now here we are, now that it seems that we are getting traction, the grassroots and the new black media, that of course now people are, hey, well, you know, they might actually get it. And they fully understand what that could possibly look like and the implications of doing so. So we'll see. But, you know, this is what kind of programming is Byron Allen going to put for historically black colleges? What do you expect from this guy? You know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? He said, oh boy. Question is, will it be more black faces on that HBCU Go platform? Try and leave the grassroots. Well, yeah. See, this is the thing. What they're going to do, I believe that's going to be agenda-driven television, and most definitely is going to be. If he's getting it, it's by design. Because they fought him for everything else, tooth and nail. Now all of a sudden they just gonna hand this on over to him? I don't know about that. That just seems too easy. You know, and you had those other folks that were really pumping him, which didn't really make any sense because he was never doing anything for the black community to start with. So when we talk about Byron Allen, you know, he's given other black comedians a platform, but it wasn't for the black comedian's sake. It was for him, so he could stay relevant in the black community when he knew he could use it to draw upon, like he did. You know what I mean? We just watched him do that. So that's the first piece of news of the day. Now, we also see, I guess the other thing, I don't even need to bring up any articles about this, because we now know that the soil and the turf stand with Dave Chappelle. So the whole cancel Dave Chappelle movement has pretty much got its legs cut from up under it. It didn't really help that its founder kind of had some suspect posts in the past, which, you gotta, I guess, when you step out there like that, you gotta be ready. Let me see, let me see if I have that, because stuff been disappearing off of my Instagram. I don't know if and it's like stuff disappears, but I don't get flagged. Does that happen to y'all? How like your post they'll just take down your post, but they won't flag you for anything. They'll just take it down. Oh yeah, they get me all the time. Let's see. Where am I at? Oh, real quick, before I go further. Also and I'll refer to this later on in this broadcast, but the families of the Charleston church shooting victims have came to a $88 million settlement with the Department of Justice just, yesterday. And it looks like Khloe Kardashian has came down with the vid, even after having been fully venomized. But she's still, pumping up the venom, of course. And then, of course, we have another brief overview. Esma, welcome. We have we have the Facebook moving into the meta world universe, talking about teleportation or whatnot. I just can't help but think Matrix when I think of that. It just sounds like Matrix to me. There we go. I knew I had it somewhere. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so let me get this on the screen for y'all. This back up here for y'all. Can y'all see this? So, let's just check this out. So this is the person who they put out there to go bash our brother Dave Chappelle. And, being all hurtful and, such and whatnot, as they always say. Well, let's take a look into this person themselves. Oh, what does it say? Check out this racist hypocrite protesting against Dave Chappelle. Well, I guess the headline says enough right there, doesn't it?
I'm Marie Preston, and I'm the organizer for the Stand Up for Solidarity Rally. My entire career, everything that I've done has been about pushing boundaries. It has been about holding people accountable.
I just cussed that Asian bitch clean the fuck out.
We expect more.
You mess up my order and then blame me? English is my first language, bitch.
And so,
I know it's a lot to ask in California, but speak fucking English. Yeah, I said it.
We also pour social equity into these spaces. We
just broke my phone on this Asian bitch's head.
Dave Chappelle doesn't get to suck all of the light out of that. And so the thing that I felt most troubled by is
Latino and Asian businesses need to stop being rude and fucking disrespectful.
they don't have the same equity.
This Asian nigga in Subway got a fat ass.
They don't have the same opportunity.
He almost looks like a bitch from behind. Hashtag shaking my head.
We will no longer stay silent.
Asian hoes act like they won't get karate chopped in they motherfucking throat.
Just to be clear,
In real life, I'd smash your fuck.
I'm Marie Preston, and I'm the organizer for Stand Up for Solidarity. My entire career, everything that I've done has been.
Wow. Well, all that entire career jazz sounds good. Well, well now. See, man, this goes back to, this really goes back to the red letters in that Bible, man. Let he who is without sin cast the first stone. You got a boatload of just absolute racist, violent racist, tirade tweets, but Dave Chappelle's hurtful. And you spent your whole career just trying to bring love and light. Stop it. And now you out here bullying another black person. Oh, but if y'all didn't know, see, once they recognized that wasn't working, you know what they did and what they're doing right now? They trying to extort Netflix. Now, Netflix is already has a whole LGBT Q like lane in programming. I'm sure just as much as Amazon does and all these other platforms. They all do. So we need some more money. They already got that one covered, buddy. Nah, man. It looks like y'all just asked out. We got Logo, Reverie, all these channels. You even got free LGBTQ channels. We ain't got no free black channel that's owned by black folk. We got the BNC. And that ain't even hardly ran by black folk. And we got Galavision, all these Telemundo and all of this. Man, we don't run their stuff. They run their own. But when it come to putting black faces on it, somebody white's running it. So, hoo-wee. Well, let's see. Hopefully everything is running for me smooth here. For those of y'all who are just coming in, we had a late start today because we were having some tough technical difficulties for real. So, hopefully everything is working smooth now. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Let's see. All righty. Where am I at? Like, I literally had everything up. But you know how they do you. There's that. Dave is about to rake in cash for them. Yes. And you know what? They're trying to stop his movie. But truth be told, it's not really about that. It's way more. They just don't like any kind of strength coming from us. And when it's coming from us, they are absolute, it's, I would say they go on alert, but it's more so than that. Because they just know better. And they are smart enough to know when you start getting black folks to start thinking on an independent level, things will start changing. I mean, we've been saying this forever. Now we finally getting it. That's the problem. No, that's not it. Oh, man. I'm really trying to find this story for y'all. You know what? Let me see. this is here. You know what? I'll touch on this for a real quick minute while I'm pulling up this other story. You see these in the world of pander. In the world of pander, I've been seeing people tweeting this and posting this for the past few days, because I guess obviously somebody over there in the Democratic zone knew that these chips for these immigrants, these dreamers, was finna come down the pike, so they had to put some damage control propaganda out there. Now, when they put this story out first, they were saying how many, well, man, you know how many black women have been confirmed as judges? Man, a record amount since Biden been in office. He's 9 months. That's what he's done. Well, yeah. Well, since they want to boast on that so much, here is the list of all them black women. So, you know, I'm going to make this big so everybody can see it. So, you know, no one can say hey, you're just saying this. Now look at that. President Biden's confirmed federal judges. Y'all can see that. All right, here we go. Okay. Now, you see how fast they're going to throw them out there, right? Now, the way they made it seem like it was just an overload of black women. Man, that was a BIPOC coalition. We can legitimately call that one a BIPOC coalition, because they will be operating as using black faces to get the IPOC money. So that's legitimate. Yeah, it's a BIPOC coalition. Black people are the mule, and all the rest of them will get the money. Yeah, that's fair. Lord. Them people want to be some puppets. They do, but they're proud of being puppets. You know, for all we know, they are a returning generation of house Negroes. You know what I mean? Yeah, speaking of house Negroes, we'll get to them in a minute. Let me see. Let me find the story first. Oh, you know what, though? Let's do something here. You know, it's Friday. And I hope y'all are having a blessed day so far. And this, once again, is the Beatzilla PDX official show. You are tuned in to the weekly wrap up, and we will be right back.
Tick faster. That'll be the hour they knock the slick blaster. Dick dastardly, a Muttley with sick laughter. A gunfight and they come to cut the mix master. And living the true gods. Giving y'all nothing but the lick like two broads. Got more lyrics than the church got ooh lords. And they hold the mic at your attention like two swords. Or you the one with two blades on it. Hey you, don't touch the mic like it's AIDS on it.
All right. Let's see here. Let's get it cracking. Welcome back. Welcome back. All right. Trying to find the right story. Oh, you know what? Trying to get to the right. This is interesting. I'm telling you, if it's a day that I'm broadcasting, there is a ghost in my machine. Good grief. All right. Let's see. There we go. Oh, Lord. So, this is what I want to play off. And we will check out a little bit of this. And please like and share this broadcast. Yes. That's not supposed to be happening. Oh boy. Okay, there we go. So these weirdos, here's more of the story of these nuts that you see on the screen or on my thumbnail.
The family of the man accused of murdering an 8-year-old boy and leaving his body in an apartment with his siblings for nearly a year say their hearts and prayers go out to those children. A relative of Brian Coulter shared that statement from his parents. They wrote their relationship with Coulter had been distant for years, adding, "This is not who we raised our son to be." Now, we've also learned Coulter was arrested in Luling last November for allegedly being high at a Buc-ee's with a loaded pistol. The city's police chief said Coulter was with Gloria Williams during his arrest, but no kids were present. Harris County authorities believe this arrest, or his arrest rather, happened around the time they say Coulter murdered Kendrick Lee.
You get to a point where you think you've seen everything, and all of a sudden you realize that you did not or had not. And anything of this nature that involves a child and a child's death is well beyond horrendous and disgusting. That's the most polite way I can put it.
At the time, Coulter spent 6 days in the Caldwell County Jail before bonding out. He and Williams are now in the Harris County Jail. Grace White got an exclusive interview from the jail with Gloria Williams, and you can watch her full report now on KHOU.com.
Oh, man. How evil is this? You know, extremely. But, you know, when I seen this story, it made me think of someone. Who does this story make you think of? Family? Who? Oh, Lord. No, that's not the one I want to show. Okay. Now, y'all know they gave this dude bail, right? Check this out.
In Texas, Bond man accused of beating his girlfriend's son to death. Sheriff's deputies arrested. The 15-year-old sibling called the sheriff's department on Sunday. Investigators believe Coulter beat the 8-year-old to death, and then he and the mother moved out, leaving her children to fend for themselves for a year as their brother's body decomposed.
Our patrol deputies found a 15-year-old and 2 other male children in an apartment unit, ages 10 and 7, who appeared malnourished and showed signs of physical injury. They also found skeletal, dry remains. The children were taken to a local hospital to be assessed and treated.
These poor kids. Well, the children, they are now in protective custody.
Hello, I'm Mark Brown. Get more great ABC7 content by clicking the subscribe.
That's a cold deal, though, ain't it? Just do them kids, do them babies like that. But, like I said, who does that sound like? Who does that sound like? Sound like somebody who is telling black women, number one, hate black men and divest, right? Ain't that what the word is out there? Divest. White men are so much better. They treat you so much better. Right? Well, so they say. So they say. But who really knows? Who really knows? Except for maybe a person who has I guess some kind of foreknowledge. You know what I'm saying? Oh, like I said, when I seen this story, I was like, who does this look like? Number one, got the Bunny Ruckus vibe, clearly, you know, but even more so, like I said, when you telling black women to not enjoy they being mothers to black sons, I mean, I don't know what we're talking about here. Let me see here. This thing tripping for real. Okay, can we? This is crazy. Okay. Excuse me. I'm trying to. My stuff is just tripping right now. Okay. Why are we doing that? There we go. Wow. I am having the most. I mean, man, I don't know what is going on in my system right now, but good grief. All right. So, you know, there are that whole divester thing. And remember, I did a broadcast not too long ago talking about the dangerous divestors. You know what I'm saying? Oh, Baba, the elder Baba was going in on old synthetic. Yeah, you know, this whole story is evidence of the danger of that type of mentality. But also, this is the flip side of, I guess, winning Because, you know, black men are worse than dogs or whatnot. So this situation was better. Let's hear what this guy has to say.
YouTube, what's up? Do I got a good story for you guys today? I was watching a video of my man Jamil Peterson, Mr. I Am Comedy.
She won't talk about this.
And he was talking about Cynthia G and how she doesn't like black dudes. Like, she won't date black dudes or some shit. So I'm like, okay, that explains to me why she let me take her on a date. So I was messenger on her comments and stuff like that on her videos and shit. And for a good probably week and a half, 2 weeks, and just to see if I could get anywhere, she would answer me back, but she would never comment back. A couple days after I sent the last message, I just was like, "What's up, Miss Pretty? Yeah, I've been hollering at you. You don't ever. I don't know if you don't see it or whatever." But she hit my email up and she messaged me and said that she's seen that I've been commenting on her stuff quite a bit, and that she liked my, you know, the way I keep trying and trying and trying. You know what I mean? So I'm like, sweet. You know what I mean? Like, she's kind of fly. She seems cool. So maybe about a week after that, we start talking, you know, through email. Boom, boom, boom. I asked her out, you know, man, can I take you to dinner? And she was like, yeah, you could take she said she had to get time because she was busy. So maybe 2 weeks after that, so we went out to get something to eat. So I pull up, we get in the car, she gets in the car, you know, she's looking okay. You know, not as good as what I thought, but she was looking okay. I mean, it's too late now. I mean, what am I going to say now if I really didn't like her off the rip?
Yes, he did say fly.
I mean, whatever, I'm just going to deal with it. So I'm asking her where she wants to go. You know what I mean? And I don't even remember. This was a few months ago. I don't even remember the name of the restaurant. But I'm thinking, okay, maybe we're going to go to, like, Popeye's Chicken, or we're going to go to, like, maybe Outback or some shit. I'm not no famous YouTuber. You know, I got money, but I'm not balling. And it was a weird Italian place that she wanted to go to. And she said the name of it. I'm like, oh, I never heard of that. And she was like, yeah, she's like, it's a good spot to eat.
Her?
I'm like, okay. So I'm thinking, okay, meals maybe $10, $15, $20. So we get here. As soon as I get there, man, this place is fancy as fuck. I'm like, shit. I'm thinking, like, I wanted to take this girl to McDonald's, like, maybe Burger King. So people are in there. They're all dressed up all nice and shit. Look, I got on this type of shit. I'm like, I don't think I'm dressed appropriate for this kind of establishment. Oh, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. I walk in there. People are staring at me like I'm some hood booger or some shit. I'm like, oh, shit. And it's funny because she was the only black girl in there. And I'm thinking, I remembered Jamil's video of him saying that she really don't like black men. So I'm like, that's crazy. Like, because we're in here and we're like, she's the only black girl in here. Now, I don't know if they're looking at her or they're fucking staring at me because of the way I'm dressed. Are they looking at her because she's black and everybody in there is white? Or is it because I'm dressed like this?
Now, I just got to know, for all of us, those of us who stay on the team, ladies, is this what you desire as an attractive dating option? I mean, because she did. And I mean, I guess we just put this in comparison to what we're talking about when we're talking about Dusties and this and that. And yeah. So let me go on a little bit further because he talks about what their conversation was on their date.
Some Italian pasta that I'd never even fucking seen before, and this shit was like $72. I'm like, holy fuck!
She was up there breaking
I'm like,
too.
Are you gonna take like don't leave that shit here. Like, you better eat all that shit. And she was like, oh, it's not even that big. I come here, every once in a while. So she orders it. So we're talking, we're waiting for her food. And, like, the first thing I notice is her motherfucking eyebrows. Like, I'm just staring at them motherfuckers like, holy shit. They don't even match. Them motherfuckers were like cousins. Like, they weren't even fucking sisters. Like, they weren't twin sisters or nothing. They were motherfucking cousins. Like, one up here, one hanging a little bit lower than the other one. And the that shit looking got a point right in the corner. But I didn't say nothing and shit. I was letting that shit ride, but I was trying to hold it in not to laugh. But the whole time, like, she is talking about, like, black men. Why she don't like black guys. Black guys this, black guy that, black guy this, black guy that. And I'm thinking, okay, this is going to be good for me for, like, the first 2 minutes they're talking about it. Oh, I'm a white guy. You don't like black dudes? I ain't got to worry about them now. So that's
smooth sailing.
They're out of the way, so I ain't got to leave, worry about you taking off from me to go with them. You know what I mean? So I'm like, shit. Oh, yeah, I'm in here. Now I just got to worry about the white, the Mexican, the Chinese, Puerto Ricans. Like,
did y'all peep that part? So he's basically telling y'all, as for the standards of a Sinji, for that standard, which he said she was all right. She wasn't, I guess, what he was expecting when she came out. Which is his opinion. But just amazing that he's going on how she's talking about how she doesn't even like black men. And so he's just figuring, I don't have to compete for sexual access. Nothing more, nothing less. Not that she was exciting or innovating, or there was nothing going on there. Synergy, yeah, absolutely. The only thing going on there was sex. Sexual access. This is the epitome of bedwenching.
I'm good. That's a whole fucking shit ton of people I ain't gotta worry about. So we're just talking to shit, and like, man, like the shit she was saying about black people, man, it was crazy. Like, she thinks all black men are the same, and I'm thinking, like, bitch, like, most of my friends are black. The dudes that I know ain't like that. Like, she's saying how, like, all they do is cheat and they smell. I'm like, what?
If you're one.
Like, okay, maybe if you're sweating, you might smell a little bit, but that's everybody. So we're just talking, and she's just on and on and on about that. That's all we really fucking talked about was black dudes, black dudes, black dudes. Like, can we talk about something else? Can we talk about, like, Power or, like, motherfucking the new Halloween movie or some shit?
That's enough. That's enough. So I play that to say this. That dude told you about what his experience was with the one who, a lot of people end up following that woman. They listen to that woman and, oh, she's doing the Lord's work. No, she's just bitter. She's just bitter. And she doesn't even rate for the men that she's telling y'all to date. How'd that work out? I mean, and then, I mean, I guess her eyebrow game was off that night. But you know what? And this is something I want to point out. I'm sure Jason Black probably going in on Kitten Hills right now. The thing is, when you got these people out here like this, the synergies and the Kitten Hills, what did I call them yesterday? Oh man, yeah, the whole kitten caboodle over there is really pushing people in a whole nother direction. He's pushing people into going into interracial sexual access, as well as understanding the urges of supporting and wanting to advocate for male-on-male relationships. So, I guess so other men who don't want a black woman can also, them too, have a glitch in the bed. I guess so. But these two people represent pretty much the same thing. Separation of our own regeneration. Our own empowerment. We're looking for everything else but us. And so here's a dude that she actually wanted to fool with. Well, she's telling you, don't even consider taking your black child to term. Now, fast forward to this other nut that we have now. They got a whole dead 8-year-old off up in their house. What's the difference between a nut that's listening to Cynthia G? Or what's to say that she wasn't? I mean, I can't say that she was or not. I wouldn't know. But to ingest that type of hateful rhetoric, which at the end of the day, you just heard that man tell you how much self-hating she was doing because she couldn't even get into him. As much as she's telling folks to get into the other opposite thing, it really only came down to her hating herself. She didn't have another conversation for him. What are you into? Tell me about yourself. She telling you about how black men ain't shit. What the white man care? He there to hit your drawers. He already know you don't like black men. But he couldn't even get past your hatred of yourself and black men to even go hit them drawers. How about that? And then on top of that, you had him take you out to the big dinner. So I guess you figured, well, if nothing else, I'll go ahead and work this free meal. Now, how hood radish is that? You trying to act all super classy and this, that, and this and that, and you pull one of the most classic gutter hood rat, gutter snipe moves ever. I'm going to just go get this free meal on this white boy. I mean, we from the Northwest, baby, so you can't even play that game with me. I know what you're doing. Saw that dude was like, yeah, okay, well, he's not Brad Pitt, but he can take me out to this fancy-ass restaurant, go ahead and hit them pockets real quick. But don't that tell you how her get down is? Then to go ahead and totally turn him off after he spent all this money. I mean, he was a simp anyway, but, after he spent all that money like a dummy, and for that, it's like probably... First off, why you're taking her out on a date and she's telling you where to take her? All right, G. But anyway, so she's showing you the type of, okay, man, and this is a type of woman that always talks about how black men ain't alpha males. And we're dusty and this and that. And you went straight out with a dude who you had to tell him where to take you. What kind of man is that? She felt like $75 was a lot, really? Well, I mean, I wouldn't be taking nobody to no steakhouse on no first date. Unless, depending on the situation. But typically, no. That wouldn't be your first date because, you're just getting to know each other. You really finna go do that? And he's over here to see, for him, his whole mission was ass. So that's how you can just write him off as a straight simp. Because you went and bought that ticket, dummy. There was no promise of nothing. You had no relationship or nothing. You was over there thirsting in her inbox, so she just worked you. But like I'm saying, that's just classic hood rat shit. That there's nothing fancy or gaming about that. Man, we've always known these dusty hood rats that'll do that. Same thing like we know dusty dudes, homosexuals, as we say. So it's the same kind of principle applies. Because it's dusty. But I guess that's why she knows so much and so well about dusty dudes. Because like we learned as children, It takes one to know one. If you have friends that are divestors, I would advise you get away from them expediently, expeditiously. Shake them, because they ain't going to be nothing but trouble for you. So, you want to get these people out away from you as absolute fast as possible. We are going to revisit this other situation too. Because no one else seems to be talking about it in our circles, and I can totally understand why this is off the radar, but I want y'all to make sure y'all keep an eye on this story. Is this it? Yes. Because this is on the international level, and those things matter too. Them things matter too, man. And this one is something that could possibly affect all of us. Well, no, not possibly. If they could really get this thing cracking, it's trouble. Trouble. Let's see. Is there a video in here? No. So, okay. So basically what's going on, let me show you this headline real quick. Y'all see that? China's hypersonic missile test close to Sputnik moment. These people are moving on to a super advanced, sophisticated missile technology. And we're talking hypersonic. Let's see. General Mark Milley says reports about breakthrough missile have all our attention. I bet it does. And says U.S. working on same weapons. Come on now, you already know they would be. So there's the military vehicles. This is what's crazy though. Military vehicles carrying DF-17 hypersonic ballistic missiles at a parade in Beijing on October 2019. This picture almost looks computer generated, don't it? Am I tripping? This picture almost looks computer generated. It doesn't look real. I mean, obviously it is. China recently conducted a very concerning test of a hypersonic weapon system as part of its aggressive advance in space and military technologies. America's top military officer has confirmed. Now understand, okay, family, have y'all been paying attention to our Space Force? Have y'all been aware that we have a Space Force that is an active branch of the military now? The Space Force, y'all know that? Right, Judah Quinn, they did look like toys. But yeah, we got a whole Space Force here in America. Yeah, you better believe it. You better believe it. So what are they doing? They're getting all of this technology together. Let's back up and revisit what we spoke about a little while ago. We spoke about Facebook changing their name. And talk about teleportation and things like that. What would all of these things have to do in common? They're all absolutely high levels of technology. Subsequently, I believe most of these new things can run off of artificial intelligence. that is not technically supposed to be in full-blown existence right now. Technically. That we technically know of. Technically. But, you know, it's been said that they tend to put things in their movies that they plan on doing. So can one say that what I have just said has not been seen in a movie? Or two. The three. And maybe also now a coming out 4. I mean, hey, you know. Zion, hear me. Oh, man. Oh, my Lord. So in the meantime, while all of these things is going on, y'all better understand there are other things at play around the world. America is in absolute debt peril. And that's why you seeing all of this stuff happening. Oh, goodness. And again, understand how important our role is. Our role is so important, it's insane. Let me see. Move that. See, our role is extremely important. Let me see. So yeah, we finna get on into all of this fraudulent activity and Joe Biden. I seen a picture earlier talking about why reparations is a bad thing or the negative things about reparations. And essentially, I can find it. Essentially, it comes down to them not liking the economic balance, the restoration of balance. Well, actually, it wouldn't be restoration because this country wasn't founded on balance. So actually, it would be the reimagining of equity, really, because it's never been done here. I can't seem to find this picture for y'all. But, you know, we're having a lot of these groups coming out pushing for reparations, but they're not pushing for reparations for the descendants of American chattel slavery. You know, those reparations that you're hearing people come out for are not for foundational black Americans. They are, when they say Africans, they mean Africans. Tariq actually mentioned the same people I told you all about last week on his broadcast today. And just, you know, reiterating these people, like when you start hearing this funny talk about, reparations for African folk. And here's the other one. Because this is so weird. Every time I see this, it's so weird. Let me put that sign on. Can I make that full screen? Open image, new tab. Yes, I can. Okay, let me share this with y'all. Let me show you, because this is real funny style. And to me, it just shouldn't exist. It just doesn't make sense. Let me say that. Not that it shouldn't exist. It just doesn't really make logical sense. There you go. How do y'all feel about that? What comes to mind when you see something like this? Does that say that that's going to be something beneficial for foundational Black Americans when you see something like that? I'm just saying, man. What comes to mind when you see some foolishness like this? Where Umar? Oh, man, oh, man, oh, man, oh, man. Yeah, this is, and this is the stuff I'm talking about. So we're going to talk about, some things. Let me play this real quick. Let me see, what is this?
Promises of our economic system. When people are denied credit simply because of their race or national origin, their ability to share in our nation's prosperity is all but eliminated. We are here today to announce that the Justice Department has launched an initiative to combat modern-day redlining. Today, a white family is 30% more likely to own a home than a black family. This present-day gap in home ownership rates is larger than it was in 1960. When lending institutions deny or avoid providing loans to minority communities because of the racial or ethnic demographics of the relevant neighborhoods, they contribute to these inequities. Such lending practices also violate federal law.
Redlining is alive and well, and it has had a lasting negative impact. For American families, home ownership remains the principal means of building wealth. Deprivation of investment in and denial of access to mortgage lending services has contributed to families of color persistently lagging behind in home ownership rates and net worth compared to white families. The extent of the disparities is staggering. The median family wealth of a black family is $24,100
right, Silent D.
compared to $188,200 for a white family.
Lord. So, as we know, we have Joe Biden. Okay, we're going to start tripping here. Hopefully I can get that. So we have Joe Biden offering 450,000 per person. This is the idea he's playing with, which is just insane. You understand? Insane. Let's see. Oops. Okay, we tripping here. And yeah. So we're seeing that Joe Biden wants to literally give a 450 million is proposed, which would break down to be about 450,000 per person for illegals. All right. So, let's see. I hate to use right-wing individuals, but we know how these other publications love to get down. So they like to toe the line. So sometimes you have to listen and hear from both sides. Not that I fool with Hannity. I do not support Hannity. But even a broken clock is right twice a day.
And we begin this night with a Fox News alert. The disgraced former governor of New York, Andrew.
Not wanting that. Yeah, not doing it. Whoa. What am I hearing? I just heard something crashing. I don't know if that was... I got neighbors that's moving and... What am I hearing? Let's see. Ah, there we go. Here's the story. I'm just up here. Boom. All right.
Abandoned behind enemy lines. Day 75.
88 days since Joe Biden promised he wouldn't do it. 75 days since he's done it, abandoning hundreds of Americans, thousands of green card holders, our allies, our friends, their family members, all left behind enemy lines by Joe Biden. He simply turned the page, and today he just jets off to Europe, leaving behind a torrent of self-inflicted catastrophes. Look at the economy. It is an unmitigated disaster, slowing now to its lowest quarterly growth since the height of the pandemic. The border, an absolute nightmare also. Another massive caravan is on the way, but instead of fixing this crisis, the Biden administration, they're now planning to give, get this, certain illegal immigrants a whopping $450,000. Illegal immigrants. This is not a joke, as Joe likes to say. And tonight, Joe's precious Build Back Better New Green Deal socialist vision for the country, it is stalled in Congress with seemingly no way out. There's no reconciliation going on, even though Biden gave such an impassioned final pitch before leaving for Europe earlier today. Take a look.
These plans are fiscally responsible. They're fully paid for. They don't add a single penny to the deficit. They don't raise taxes on anyone making less than $400,000 a year. I don't want to punish anyone's success. I'm a capitalist. I want everyone to be able to, if they want to be a millionaire or billionaire, to be able to seek their goal. But all I'm asking is pay your fair share. Pay your
like
fair
reparations?
share.
I'll pay them reparations.
Your fair share.
What is the West? Pay your fair share. Pay your fair share. Okay, it's getting bizarre. And this whole, I know he still uses an abacus. We have something that's actually called a calculator. It works a little bit better. And you can't say trillions of dollars in spending won't cost you anything. Nothing. Keep in mind, Democrats have tried this Build Back Better New Green Deal socialism, legislation. It funds actual infrastructure. We have that, roads, bridges, and tunnels, better known as BIF, B-I-F.
Yes.
And there are now $2 trillion bills stalled in Congress. Great job, Joe. And tonight, the socialists, the left wing of the Democratic Party, they can't seem to come to terms with how much of your money they'd like to spend and how much they want to tax you. The latest draft of the Build Back Better proposal comes in at a whopping $1.7 trillion. A lot of that is smoke and mirrors because they only are funding X number of years when they really intend to do it for 10 years. The far left buzzword of the day is equity. It's mentioned 44 times. And the climate, that's mentioned a whopping 110
Let's
times.
go, Brandon.
But it's just not enough for the socialists. No, they are now 9 solid no's in the House of Representatives. Now, Congresswoman Cori Bush said she felt bamboozled. Congresswoman Tlaib reportedly screeched, "Hell no," and then stormed out of a meeting. AOC is also threatening to vote no. Congresswoman Jaya Paul just told reporters that there are not enough votes to get this legislation through the House. Needless to say, Nancy Pelosi is very nervous. Don't embarrass the president.
Well, he deserves to be embarrassed. Especially at this point. He done said, damn us, man. To hell with black Americans. Y'all got me in here, I got your backs. Got in there and swore his ass in, boy. He was like, to hell with y'all. He ain't even talked to Black Lives Matter. And they was cooning for him. Go figure. But let's So let's address something here. because this is something I think we all know is coming. When something like this comes down the pike, we can always expect there to be a go along, get along wannabe that will come out and start talking, toting the line for the Democratic garbage. Say, hey, y'all, follow this. Listen to us over here. You know, this ain't what you think it is. Well, we're going to look at a couple of them. And mind you, these are shills. So these people, they're putting these people out to represent the grassroots, the turf, the street, the pulse of the black community. Foundational black Americans are that pulse and heartbeat. Hands down. So you get these people out here to start talking like they represent us. Of course they don't. But it gets public attention enough for people to start buying into their bull. So it is a reparations package that Joe Biden is talking about giving the illegal immigrants. Illegal, meaning we are rewarding someone for breaking our law. Your entrance to this country is as a criminal, and we're rewarding you with non-criminal tax dollars. And black Biden sexuals have nothing to say. I bet the family members that always was talking about Trump every single day are probably only talking about the World Series right now. You know what I mean? Like, come on, what they talking about now? What they posting if they haven't already blocked you off their social media?
Oh, I don't want to hear her mouth. I don't want to hear his mouth. He's just going to be like, I told you so. All she going to say is, I told you so. I don't know who she thinks she is. Just because I was wrong. It was only the better of two evils. I still think he better than Trump. Trump wouldn't have gave no money to these illegals like that. Put this in perspective. When's the last time you got a stimulus check? You couldn't use a stimulus, but instead he is giving them money to make them put them in a position to have an economic base. They're coming here as criminals and are literally being put in position to buy houses in my neighborhood. And we're paying for it. Man, it's still so much better than Trump, though. I mean, come on, brother. You think it's even... Oh, God. Well, if you think that there aren't still those Negroes out here talking that horseshit, well, you would be wrong.
Seeing people, chaos agents, trying to run with this misinformation, disinformation campaign that President Biden is paying quote-unquote reparations to immigrants impacted by Donald Trump's child separation policy.
Okay, so now let me point out something here. We've already discussed what we're doing. This is a last Hail Mary effort to milk the equity of Trump hatred. So let's milk this for what we can. For all of you who are seeing all of this debacle. Well, hey, don't you still hate Trump? We hate Trump. Shoot, Trump is bad. Oh man, these archaic laws. And then had the nerve to talk about chaos agents. You almost made me go West Coast for a minute. Chaos agents, when you talking for them,
Here we go with the bullshit. I'm already seeing people, chaos agents, trying to run with this misinformation, disinformation campaign that President Biden is paying quote unquote reparations to immigrants impacted by Donald Trump's child separation policy. Now, I know the reason why they chose the word reparations is because they want to draw a juxtaposition between the fact that American descendants of slaves, of enslaved people, have not gotten reparations, and try and make it seem like, look, Joe Biden is giving immigrants reparations before they give black people reparations. Where is our reparations at? Joe Biden ain't doing shit for black people. That's what they're trying to evoke.
They don't have to. He ain't doing shit for black people. What? See, this is the conversation for the absolutely stupid. This is a conversation for a person that you can convince the sky ain't the color it is today. This is who this conversation is for. Black women's views. Black women in my chat. Does this women really represent your view? Joe Biden and Joe Biden is zaddy because of the zaddy. God.
And get people all ginned up about. Well, here are the facts. The fact is, for one, we don't even know if it's true. This is what the Wall Street Journal is reporting. That's being considered. Okay? It's not even.
Look at what we're doing. Why is she going through so much effort? It's not, we don't even know if it's true yet. It's all over the news. And the Wall Street Journal all of a sudden is some kind of fake news? That's news to me. What next? Time? People? Good Lord.
A done deal. But what we know is that there were over 5,000 people who were impacted by Donald Trump's inhumane and cruel child separation policy. Now, I know y'all motherfuckers ain't out there arguing that it was okay to separate these families. Maybe you are, maybe you aren't.
7,900 plus anti-black male hate crimes. Say what now? The hell you talking about again? I'm sorry. Oh, not to mention the police incidences actually weren't hate crimes. So that's almost 8,000 minus police incidents. What the hell are you telling us about their problems for? And they only had to go through this for 2 months. And you know, even more importantly, they could have kept their ass at home. And you got this lady up here doing this. Well, you know, there's going to be some chaos agents out here, but I'm just going to wag my finger and shake my head at y'all because y'all ain't doing what Daddy wants y'all to do. Oh, my God. Don't you see Keisha Lance Bottoms is on her way out as a mayor? How much more useless do you think you gonna be?
Now, there are hundreds, over 900 lawsuits, claims that have been filed against the United States government, claiming a number of things. The average payout being requested from lawsuits is $3.4 million. So what the Biden-Harris administration is considering is setting up a settlement system in which a family would be paid up to $1 million or $450,000 per person if only one person is involved. So
at the very beginning of this, she said she didn't know if it was true. We don't know if this is true, is what she said, right? Ain't that what she said? We don't know if this is true or not. Let me go back here. Because she's given such an eloquent breakdown of what we don't know is true or not. Wow, she she sure did a lot of homework on what the chaos agents. What she say? Yeah, sister, gotcha.
Trying to run with this misinformation, disinformation campaign that President Biden is paying quote unquote reparations to immigrants impacted by Donald Trump's child separation policy. Now, I know the reason why they chose the word reparations is because they want to draw a juxtaposition between the fact that American descendants of slaves, of enslaved people, have not gotten reparations, and try and make it seem like, look, Joe Biden is giving immigrants reparations before they give black people reparations. Where is our reparations at? Joe Biden ain't doing shit for black people. That's what they're trying to evoke and get people all ginned up about. Well, here are the facts. The fact is, for one, we don't even know if it's true. This is what the Wall Street Journal is reporting. That's being considered. Okay? It's not even a done deal. But what we know is that there were over 5,000 people who were impacted by Donald Trump's inhumane and cruel child separation policy. Now, I know y'all motherfuckers
here's the justification
that it was
for what
okay
she just said
to
we didn't
separate
know.
these families. Maybe you are, maybe you aren't. Now, there are hundreds, over 900 lawsuits, claims that have been filed against the United States government, claiming a number of things. The average payout being requested from lawsuits is $3.4 million. So what the Biden-Harris administration is considering is setting up a system, a settlement system, in which a family would be paid up to $1 million or $450,000 per person if only one person is involved. So do the math. 450, 3.4 million. Also, do the math. How much does it take to litigate these cases? It's not free to defend the United States government against lawsuits. Okay? So, this is an orderly.
What the hell is she talking about? Did y'all catch that pivot? The president's administration ain't got nothing to do with no damn lawsuit. Did y'all hear how? See, this is not just defending Zaddy. This is lying to black folks for Zaddy. She just said a whole load of absolute bullshit. That was a whole lie. Well, and then she starts off lying. Come on, man. Really?
And a timely and a more economical solution to the fact that hundreds, if not thousands of lawsuits are being filed against the United States or have been filed against the United States. Now, it may not, they've thrown out a number of up to $1 billion. It may not be that much, depending on how many people actually file a claim. That has to happen. So, this isn't a matter of reparations. It's not a matter of, look at Joe Biden doing something for immigrants and he ain't doing nothing for black people. It's a matter of settling lawsuits against the U.S. government, period. Here we go.
Okay. If it's not about reparations, then what do they need money for? Reparations is to right a wrong, repair. They didn't lose anything coming here because they aren't from here. And I just love how these coons do this. Well, you know, y'all act like they just trying to, who is the they? We are black folks. Been hollering reparations for quite some time. No reparations, no vote. Tangibles, 2020. Tangibles, no vote. Ice Cube going to go talk to Donald Trump. Go get tangibles. These niggas can come up with HR 40. Yeah. Now, this is one of their coons to come out talking trash. CM, welcome. You said reparations is usually tangible. Viewer one, absolutely. So, and also too, think about this. Sugar Jones, think about this. She's saying lawsuits. Since when does anybody consider paying out lawsuits before all of them have been filed? So she's saying lawsuits have been filed, but these people have to go file a claim to go get their money that Joe Biden is just already considering giving them. And who's the they that are getting black folks riled up, talking about, well, man, they're going to give reparations and they ain't giving us nothing. Well, who? Who's doing that? Because we're listening to Tucker Carlson? No, we're looking at this happen. That's what we're doing. I'm so sick of these coons coming out here talking for us like black folks are so stupid and so simple-minded that one person here or one person there, just all black folks like the Pied Piper, just, oh man, we don't like this because one person told 1 million people not to like you. And all of a sudden, that's black folks. Come on. Oh, my goodness. Cash money is, I think, is it tangible? Yes. I mean, and they aren't due the red cent. They ain't. They could have stayed home. You show up to somebody else's house talking about what you owe me. The hell? You didn't have to come here, and you came here illegally, coming here to break the law. So your shit got separated. Of course it did. That's what would happen. I mean, that's what happened when they had legal slavery. We're talking legal slavery versus illegal immigrants, criminals coming into the country getting paid to make black people a permanent underclass. Not like it wasn't already well underway, but this is right in front of your face with a president telling you, yeah, this is what it is. And she's going to come out here and say, just because Biden didn't call it reparations, 400, well, you know, it's almost $1 million per family. I mean, but come on, you do the math. I mean, really. I can't say what I want to say. But the acronym would be KYS. I'm so sick of these type of people. This is okay. And just to let you know, remember I told y'all this was coming down the pike, and here we go. So BNC, the Brown Coon Network, they came out, and this is how I know this is all game, because you have DOJ settling $88 million with the Charleston 9 family, right? Mother Emanuel. Well, black folks, just to make $88 million, 9 niggas got to get killed in a church. You could barely get $1 million on one murder of a policeman of a child. These people coming in here getting caked out for breaking the damn law, and now can come buy the house that you can dream about in your neighborhood. If you have a Joe Biden relative or voter, I would be cramming this down their throat until they can give you a solid answer on how this is cool and how we are benefiting and how this is better for the country overall. Our policies, I mean, I believe Joe Biden's policies would just be better overall because, I mean, well, you know, we ain't never going to have nobody to just do nothing for black folks now. You're not with no coon stepping fetching ass nigga like you. Mark. They dead silent. I got them relatives too. They talking all a bunch of like, oh man, look at the Astros, man. Come on, let's go Astros, baby. It's about all they can do. You gonna watch the Blazer game tonight? We back to sports and loving hip hop and housewives. Now you got whole missiles, a whole missile race going on right now on an international scale, and you ain't heard one of these jive time congressional con job coons say anything that this might be a potential harm. No, they talking about an infrastructure bill that they can't even get passed. But this dude can go get money for the Asians and now immigrants and also the Afghans. He done brought the whole Taliban and ISIS in your neighborhood and gave them money to set up shop. Now we finna have some more illegal criminals coming over here to set up shop. I sit up there and looked at something today on Twitter when I posted this on Twitter. Let me tell you something what they did. They knew that this was coming down. They had their trolls ready to combat it. And I knew they were coming out, so I exposed them. Oh, they erased that shit. Yeah. All those now what bot account is erasing their own posts? But I got a question for you. Because, you know, you want to talk to me about how I'm calling immigrants criminals. Well, they were. They don't belong here and they're not our problem. Well, I guess, what would you sue the country for if you went to, I don't know and I don't care, because I don't have to worry about suing a country that I don't belong in. So that whole song and dance bullshit, you can take that bullshit somewhere else. Because over here, we're citizens, so I don't know what kind of conversation that is. What I can tell you is, you can talk to me about these hate crimes that haven't been spoken to. You did a whole statistic FBI thing just because they thought I was going to sit up there and bolster the lie that they've been saying about how this group is disproportionate, that group disproportionate, this group. You're not even close. You're not even in the 5,000 range of close. So no, straight heterosexual father black men, number one, disproportionately targeted for harm. Next are women. What are we talking about here? We're coming out to support somebody who won't even put a law to protect black folks who he said he got your back. But you still have black folks coming out telling us that you would be an agent of chaos to not be offended. And she said, don't you dare tell me that you think it's right. See, this is the problem here. And again, let's go back to this. And this is exactly why I put this on this broadcast today. Do you see that right there on the bottom, family? Closing in the ranks. Danger. Do not enter. Work area. Renovation work. Meaning, everything we doing right now is for us. And if you ain't on that line, man, step off. We're not worried about no one else's problems. If you ain't worried about our problems, then you in the wrong conversation. And just like whatever somebody else said, well, what about this? You really don't matter. Nah, we matter, and we tightening up the ship right now. Right now, I'm sorry, if you don't work here, you're not employed here, or you don't have a relative that's here, and you're related here, sorry, you're going to have to wait outside. But Foundational Black Americans closed right now. We are now renovating and working on ourselves to tighten up. This grassroots over here is, we're a solid unit. So we don't really need to worry about what you're doing on your infiltration. Nah. We're close for renovation so we could build up ourselves. Maybe after we're done building up ourselves and we actually are start getting the respect we're due and getting our acquired justice, then we can talk. But until then, Hold your own nuts. And let me tell you something. They put out the damage control unit today. So let me show you how this coon is going to start roping this talk that somehow Latinos are being left out. Like, nigga.
Already that have either been dramatically shrank or cut completely from the deal disproportionately affect Hispanics in a way even more than it does black people.
Right. So you have to understand that when we're talking about the big picture, you're thinking about the fact that more Latinos and Latinas came out and voted for this president, this administration, than ever before. In terms of a...
I'm going to start that again just in case if you missed that shit this suck-ass nigga just said. And also just listen to how they keep trying to push and Latinos. Man, the way that these people are lying is just like, these people don't care anymore.
The things that we know already that have either been dramatically shrank or cut completely from the deal disproportionately affect Hispanics in a way even more than it does black people.
Right. So you have to understand that when we're talking about the big picture, you're thinking about the fact that more Latinos and Latinas came out and voted for this president, this administration, than ever before. In terms of a Democratic ticket. And now what the message is what you've been saying since the top of your show, right? Which is everything is being cut, essentially to satisfy two, it's hard to call them Democrats, but okay, Manchin and Sinema, who represent parts of the country that are holding on as tight as they can to the old guard of essentially white supremacy. And so when we talk about specifics,
finally mentioned white supremacy.
I'm just going to throw this out because this is a piece of data that I basically have to repeat like on a daily over and over again because people don't necessarily get this. But in the last census, and we understand that Latinos and Latinas probably participated at a lesser level, right? But still, we represented half of the total population growth of the United States of America from the last decade. So that means
you've been illegally flooding and invading this country for that long. And while black folks have been taking all of the hell for you to come over here, and you got this buck-broken punk to get up here and set this woman up to spew this garbage, to talk about how Latinos are more affected by the... No, they're not. At least you somewhat cut into the conversation of some money in that bill. Even if your funding is cut, at least you got cut funding. We don't have nothing. They ain't gave us nothing. Talking about cut funding. Stop it. They cut funding and really? At least y'all getting something. I mean, good grief. Do you see how this is where our justice claim is meeting such resistance? I hope y'all see. This is how much they are going on the offensive to make sure that they keep us where they want us. Because you got to think, a lot of these groups came here, especially like that woman you got sitting up there, like there's some... I can't stand this either. Why, when we have a black platform, do we have everybody else on our platform talking about their issues? Man, invite Jason Black over to Telemundo, or you know what I'm saying? Queen Ahmadiyya Shakur, she's available. Univision, you need an interview. You understand? We don't. I mean, come on, man. Really though. Got all these other Latino joints, but y'all so pop up over here, start speaking English over there. Yo, you get me a translator and put me on your shit. How about that? Oh, I cannot deal with the BS. We should all be enraged over this. This is outrageous. There is no greater slap in the face than tell them. And you got people up here. Well, see, and this is why they're rolling out these Negroes to do that. So the people who have finally started, the bells finally starting to go off, they're sending those people out to like, no, ski-wee, and ooh, and yeah, to see, they're going to send all the Boule people out here. We just had to shake one out of our chat. Just had to shake one. Boule infiltrators. I had to shake one. Man, let me tell you something here. I've been on the scene for a minute. So I know what things to look for. And I know a disruptor when I see one. So I'll sit back and watch. Like, some of y'all see me. I'll hit the chats, be like, yo, peace, y'all. I'm watching from the crow's nest. I ain't playing. I'm sitting here watching on my TV. I can see, just fine what's going on. Like, oh, wow, look at these trolls. Oh, there's a familiar person. Oh, look at this. Oh, they're in this chat, too. Oh, there's another. Oh, wow, okay, now I see how you're moving. Then, there's moderators that you see in all of these chats that cross-moderate for different people. I don't know how you think you're going to infiltrate being with so much of the egotistical kind of off type of behavior over in this space. This is a space where people have started taking life and time very seriously. So there is no time to waste. And we have lost enough. So to sit up here and listen to somebody who looks like us tell us that we basically aren't even seeing what we seeing, yeah, you can miss me. Because that's what she just tried. Well, I mean, people are trying to make it seem like this. They trying to make it seem like that. Yes, Tanya Zion, absolutely a clown. And then talk to us like we stupid. Like we the dumb ones for not falling in line with the madness that they keep trying to sell us on. It's like, well, I ain't that silly. I'm just not. So, I mean, you got to take that into consideration. Let me see. There is something. Oh, so going back to these groups. Let me bring them up here. One of the groups are the March for Reparations for reparations for African people? So oh wow. That picture I showed you before. So there's people who are marching for reparations. They have done smaller individual marches in different cities. However, with this particular group, it's not about African Americans. It's about African people. And obviously, they've been around for about the past couple of years. But remember, I keep going back to grassroots COINTELPRO tactics. We are looking at that right now. We're watching that kind of play out. So, unfortunately, well, I can't really say unfortunate because sometimes things just have to be. And this is looking like one of them. March of Reparations for African People. This was Saturday. And so remember the white woman I showed y'all last week who was over that group. They're still doing stuff. Like, they're an actually active right now group. Oh. Now I remember what else I had to show you. So in today's revelations of the antics, Shawana Stevens, welcome. Hey. Happy Friday. Let's see. All right. So the Congressional Black Caucus actually chimed in. I don't know why, though. I mean, because this is what they have to say when black folks is getting slapped in the face today. So, hey, the CBC meeting, the CBC is meeting. We are discussing both bills. We are united in our support for black families, children, and elders. Well, we know that's a lie because they don't really have that on their website. But they've been a strong supporter of Black Lives Matter, who we all knew was... See that little black family spot right there? And the children right there? That has been an absolute target of destruction by this group and their affiliates. And I guess if we really want to get in particular about Big Pharma, well, who did they push their thing on first? Look at those elders right there. All right. Our priority is protecting the people we are elected to represent. Hey, y'all. Would y'all be interested in a bridge? I got a real nice bridge for sale. Who's interested? What you can do is you can hit my Cash App, because anybody who believes that line, I have a serviceable bridge that you can use right now. It's in Joe Biden's backyard, so you have to go get it. But see, if you pay me now, just put it on the Cash App, then you just go and tell Secret Service that, hey, I got something back here. Then they'll just let you on in. And if they don't let you in, go hop in your car and drive in and try to just drive through the gate. So here's a just the difference, the contrast. I think Great Black Shark might have posted this. Just looking at the contrast, the mission statement of the Congressional Black Caucus. Since its establishment in 1971, members of the Congressional Black Caucus have joined together to empower America's neglected citizens and to address their legislative concerns. Neglected citizens? That's a very broad term. That pretty much means everybody except for white men. For more than 40 years, the CBC has consistently been the voice for people of color and vulnerable communities in Congress, and has been committed to utilizing the full constitutional power, statutory authority, and financial resources of the government of the United States of America to ensure that everyone in the United States has an opportunity to achieve their version of the American dream. Have y'all thrown up yet? Have y'all threw up in your mouths yet? Ooh, Lord. Can we say crock of crap? Now, here's a Hispanic, the Congressional Hispanic Caucus. All right, let's see what they have to say. The Congressional Hispanic Caucus was founded in December 1976 as a legislative service organization of the United States House of Representatives. Today, the CHC is organized as a congressional member organization governed by the rules of the U.S. House of Representatives. The CHC addresses national and international issues and crafts policies that impact the Hispanic community. Wow, they got right to it now, didn't they? The function of the caucus is to serve as a forum for the Hispanic members of Congress to coalesce around a collective legislative agenda. Damn, that don't sound like what our caucus does at all, does it? Oh, well, yeah, it's just not really been about the actual community. They actually say Hispanic community. So they have the name in there. They actually mention Hispanic. Imagine that. Wow. The caucus is dedicated to voicing and advancing through the legislative process issues affecting Hispanics. Let's hear the affecting Hispanics. No, just Hispanics in the in the United States, Puerto Rico, and the Commonwealth of the Northern Mariana Islands. Man, there's that black and brown coalition hard at work. Man, can you say bamboozled, led astray? I mean, but you're doing it to yourself at this point. You can no longer blame them people for fooling you. If you believe this and you're following this and this is just cool, damn. Man, let me tell you something. We got these environmental, so what they're doing now, they're moving this it's real weird attempt at pushing climate change as a reparations issue. Because remember when I just happened to catch that other group that's out there talking about reparations, I'm like, well, why are you putting that tag on it? I'm not understanding what reparations has to do with climate. Oh, well, we're also looking at the people who had their land stolen from them. Yes, they got reparations. Oh, and the people who were stolen. Who? Like, she couldn't even tell me, or even mention the word black. Oh, wait, let me go here. So what they're doing now, and they have quite a large gathering of individuals who are invested into climate reparations. I don't know what the hell that means. Oh, you know what though? I want to play something real quick because, yeah, let me just touch this real quick. Sidebar. I have to post or just show y'all this. I'm going to have to play. See, family, remember when I was talking about death music and how, you know, they are putting these influences into music for a reason, because they own demon time. These type of individuals, you're going to have to let go. This is the 2/3 Club. And they're proud to be just that. But I want to point something out about one of these songs that's in this little controversy. Y'all better stop doing these random dumbass challenges, because y'all don't really know what the hell is behind what you're doing. So let me go ahead and enlighten some of y'all, because y'all need to know what was actually in that stupid Junebug dance challenge that y'all asses was doing. Death.
They're waiting for a trial for their son's murders. While they wait for justice, music videos from rival rap groups in Jacksonville have gained popularity across the country, with songs glorifying their son's murders. The music and beat are catchy. Gaining millions of views and plays on YouTube and streaming services.
Prosper got shot, Tate got shot, Desi got dropped, damn, Nate got popped.
Local rapper.
That song sound familiar to you? You got these dum-dums literally, technically incriminating they stupid ass by sitting up here going out here talking about, I shot them, I smoked them, and I shot them. But that song right there that y'all just heard, that last one, remember that was what that challenge was to. Think about what everybody was doing that to. What was y'all putting out there in the wind? It's a spiritual warfare, y'all. Y'all got to be sharper than that. I know that challenge shit. And then get you out here singing all of this demonic ass music. Talking about killing this dude and killing that dude and killing this dude. Half these boys ain't even seen 20. Then one of the men that's killed involved in this, 37 years old with a gang of kids. Nothing but murder around that music. But I'm going to tell you something like this. People would be like, oh man, you know, no, we all came up in environments and we all came up with certain parameters, and there was shit we did not do. And I mean, I came up in the 80s and 90s, so I mean, we seen street violence. You know, that ain't nothing new. And but the stuff they doing is some different shit. Like, that's some straight demonic, I'm gonna get energy off of killing nigga shit. Like, this is the shit they own. If you think them individuals can be saved, all right. I just got to tell you, you can't bring them around me. I'm all for a person wanting to change his ways. And I'm all for meeting the person where they at. But I also can recognize a lost cause. And these boys are second and third generation demons. Flat out. We are in a lying generation. You ain't saving everybody. Better save everybody who coming to try to mess with some realness. They trying to get you on some absolute wickedness. Think about what they was putting out in the wind. And that was a challenge, a TikTok challenge that everybody was doing. Talking about knocking a patch out of dude's dreads. He got there's go with, you know, his mama on the little thing. That ain't cool. And smoke that woman's child. And you up here glorifying knocking a patch out his braids. And the other one, oh, he had to have a closed casket. How is that cool? Number one, you know how many individuals that we found out was responsible of things years down the road that ain't never said nothing? I don't understand for the life of me why you would open out your mouth on a microphone and a record to say, I killed anyone. Then talking about it's just music. Tell C Murder that. Man, this is America, stupid. What's wrong with y'all? Good Lord. I mean, these people be doing the dumbest. And they're wondering why your world get torn apart. Yeah, Satan break his tools too, partner. Which one of y'all made it out unscathed? Sammy Davis? No. Red Fox? No. They took that nigga rings off his hand while they were interviewing him. In front of his crib with the big IRS thing on it. Seized. If it wasn't for Quincy Jones looking out for Ray Charles owned his masters. The IRS came a-calling. Yep. Drop it off. Run it all in, nigga. We need all of it. So his friends had to come together to make a record to pay his IRS bill off. Y'all might be too young to know that. Now, I just named a few major super rich individuals. Died broke. Ronald Isley paid $5 million. Still went to prison. That's an old man. 71 years old. See ya. Oh, yeah, you got that money? Oh, thanks. Go ahead and cuff him. I'm going to go ahead and put this check on in the bank. Yeah, no, go ahead, take him on off. No, you're still going. Oh boy, and you got these numbskulls out here talking against our reparations. We're doing that now. That is amazing to me. But I guess Coonan just, until the Lord see fit that we are absolutely rid of Coonan, I guess it just gotta be. But damn. How do you get out here to say, well, you literally gonna try to tell us we shouldn't watch somebody getting $1 million per household and say nothing? Well, they was up in them K, their family was split up for 2 months. Yeah, tell the Hart family that. They ain't never gonna see all of them babies again. But it was cool to split them up from their family. Because, Texas is so hard on marijuana. Yeah, that's what their mom had. A marijuana. She had dirty piss because she was on parole. Those kids are dead because of dirty piss of marijuana. And they still ain't found Devontae Hart. Any black person talking like this is a traitor and should be treated as such, because that is absolutely spineless. We see what we see, just like we know better than to be taking what they are trying to give us for free. Just put that in perspective. We've been screaming reparations, screaming justice. You can't stop killing us. But we need to have mandatory this or we can't work. Oh, you cared about us so much. Thanks. Oh, well, add insult to injury. We finna cake these other people off who ain't got near mandate the first. Oh, yeah, they going to buy that house in your neighborhood, too, because we dropping them off in the hood. All those new apartments that y'all can't afford in your neighborhood, oh, man, wow, man. See, Gene, man, just imagine how things just worked out, man. This is the luck of the draw, man. Meanwhile, they've been planning this whole thing all this damn time. And these ignorant black voters just refuse to accept this. I don't know what you're going to do now unless you just let these people convince you into staying quiet. But you should be livid. I mean, you should be smoking mad. We didn't vote for that asshole. Y'all did. Y'all should be the hottest chicken fish grease. But now y'all just silent. What was more important? To get something for yourself and your
community or to actually stop a progressive black movement from getting tangibles for the entire community. See, we have some black folks that have worked so hard their lives to be accepted, and so they feel that they have arrived at some level. So to find their cousin that they might look down on and say, well, they just can't get their stuff together. Well, if that person just had a lucky break with a $450,000 lick, tax-free, who can't do something with that in the chat? Who can't make that work in the chat? Shoot, you give half the people in my chat $20,000, they make you see what to do. You talking about $450,000. I'm up here watching this Wu-Tang Saga thing. They offered them cats $150 for a working artist. This is $450 for a illegal criminal that has no obligation to our Constitution, to our laws, and to the mandates that these citizens are under, but yet get all the access to the protection and the money. They probably gonna give them health insurance too. But if you don't vote for me, you ain't black. You ever let somebody tell you that shit without checking their ass again? You better know that you played yourself. And like we had them old leaders up there, look, y'all. Man, look, they're putting out these other groups for reasons. Because they know that their old bootlicks are running out of gas. So they have to get these other groups that are posing as grassroots groups. They're going to get some figurehead coon to come play the, like, I'm the leader and this and that. And then you'll look at the chairman, it's some white woman. Every last one of these other groups has a white woman in leadership. There is not any of these reparation groups. I ain't saying, like, there will be many of organizations for black liberations and laws and this. This is a specific reparations targeted group. I can't think for the life of me why the people who are deserving of reparations don't totally control it. I mean, who raised y'all? Really? I mean, well. So needless to say, we now have people coming out talking about climate reparations. While we have black folks distracted with silly, stupid challenges like what I just played for you, that's literally promoting genocide. That's genocide music. And people been so lost and stuck. Man, we just want to have fun and we want to, time for that is over with, man. I mean, killer music. And these people are putting that out there like, well, it's just fun. Ain't nothing fun in some mother not having her child. And then not only that, though, you're mocking the dead. Where the hell they do that at? Nah, partner. I can't co-sign mocking the dead, fam. I mean, I would never do that on no enemy. Like, that's not my thing. You're going to make a song and cool with that? Nah. But that's what I'm saying. Who raised these people? These people were raised with different beliefs. And let's just be 1,000% real. Most of these niggas is worshiping Satan. Straight up. They worshiping Satan. That's what it is. Y'all don't like that and like what I'm saying, and well, take that up with God. But yes, they know what they're doing. And they're doing it willfully. They're not ignorant. so they know exactly what they're part of. So no tears will be shed over here when I hear about one of them heads getting bust. Because they know what they signed up for. They signed up for demon time. Well, demon requires blood. It might require yours one day. You know, if you sold your soul, you already know how that show goes. So there's that. Now, in the meantime, here, let me go ahead and show you this little other ditty here, because we're going to have to keep an eye out for this group. Yeah, Mothers of Invention. So they're going to put them out here to basically somewhat be a face of intersectionality. It's like, well, the white feminists have lost control of where the temperature of black women are now, obviously. Good grief. So now they're doing the whole like Mindy thing. I guess that worked because, you know, if y'all remember, Mindy Kaling's brother passed himself off as black. And then, of course, we have a vice president right now that's Indian that also passed herself off as black. Niggas was ignorant and stupid enough to go ahead and fall for that dumb shit. But, you know, nonetheless, we have these people who got dark skin, who they're going to start willing out, who identify as Caucasian. But yes, you can see she's tan, but she's just a tan Caucasian. She's an Elamite if you want to get deep. But you can go ahead down to the breakdown and figure out what they're really representing. If you want to look over to the left of this woman, you can probably take a guess at where their first meeting place would be. You dig? So let's go listen to these and look at what we're saying up here. This is how LGBT, racist LGBT, anti-black LGBT. Let's get real about climate reparations with Generation Green. Let's hear this, shall we?
So yeah, Mothers of Invention is, of course, a podcast on feminist solutions to the climate crisis. But for me, that has always had to mean intersectional feminism. So that includes Black and brown folks, includes Indigenous folks, it includes gender non-conforming folks and transgender folks. You know.
Okay, I'm like, why is this? Let me go back and let's start that over. Because again, Black Gravity, welcome my brother. 503 in the house. Let's start this one more time. Listen to what she's saying. I'm only going to play a little bit because I want her introductions because they made it important for her to make the introduction. So just check this out.
So yeah, Mothers of Invention is, of course, a podcast on feminist solutions to the climate crisis. But for me, that has always had to mean intersectional feminism. So that includes Black and brown folks, includes Indigenous folks, it includes gender non-conforming folks and transgender folks. The show really is about creating a platform for marginalized voices, because wherever there are marginalized people, those are the folks who are going to be affected by climate and environmental issues. Every single mother, we lovingly call them, is of color or Indigenous this season. Behind the scenes, also our team is almost exclusively women of color. And Mary and Maeve, although visibly white feminists, actually have incredibly rich backgrounds working in diverse communities and working on issues within Black
Yes,
and brown
controlling
community.
them. Okay. So, okay. I just wanted to play a little bit of that. So y'all could get a good idea of what's coming down the pike and some of the groups that will be putting it out. So you're going to start hearing a lot more reparations, like this weird try to graft, this weird grafting into, here's this situation, where's reparations? And so I see these situations are one and the same, and they're intersected. Reparations ain't no intersectionality issue. Did y'all catch that part? They're trying to make reparations an intersectionality issue. You can't get much more anti-black family than that. Feminist, white feminist, and so she tells you right off the rip, oh, well, see, this is what this platform is about. Where does feminism and reparations meet? Yeah, intersectionalize one major topic to overshadow it by putting others in front of it. Absolutely. What a great hustle. See, these people are so wicked, they don't give a damn. They don't give a damn, man. And they're proud of what they're doing. But again, understand, this is because of the influence and the energy that has been going out from the new black media and the grassroots. This is all because of y'all. And they are feeling it. They are really, really feeling it. And they are feeling that their time of influence has came and went. Which, in all actuality, that's probably a fair assessment for the group of people who they believe that matter, which are you who can possibly influence that many more because of where your heart is with just wanting to be aligned with the truth in the first place. They're like these other people. They're not caring about this. They're not caring about our community. They're not caring about our ancestors. They're not caring about none of this. They're caring about intersectionality. That is far from our agenda. But just go figure. This is more proof that our voices as a collective are doing that much damage that they have to now put money in to a whole nother group to start mucking up the reparations conversation. Well, so just be mindful when y'all see that out there, family. Check that shit every time you see it. You know, you see that on Twitter, somebody saying that, make them explain it. Make them explain the connection. Because they can't do it. So explain what climate change or climate justice has to do with the years of slavery that have already came and went. There is no climate justice that affects that. So there's no connection. So let them prove to you that there's a connection. Not just say it. You got to explain it. Because, you know, how people get into the, well, it is this because, I could just see it this way. No. We're talking receipts and facts. You dig? So receipts and facts. Bring those receipts and facts. We could talk. But outside of that, man, no. There is no such thing as climate reparations. Reparations is not a white feminist intersectionality issue, unless they simply want to advocate for black folks, knowing that they will not be on the receiving end of the funds, just like black folks voted for Joe Biden, talking about how we not finna get nothing. Y'all was cool with doing that because somehow that was better. No, at least one thing we can all say, Donald Trump would have never given
no immigrants, no 450. He would have never brought an immigrant base here and established them financially. Period. And see, now, yeah, they got the East Indians really talk. Yeah, they gonna see these black folks. Oh man, our people. It is the main people on the planet who are the most important to keep confused are black people. Hands down. I mean, they put so much effort into keeping black folks not knowing which way is up and ain't funny. But with that being said, understand your importance. That is so necessary for them to do that to you, to keep you in a perpetual state of chasing your tail. In the meantime, they're over here figuring out a whole nother plan to get your whole next generation doing the same shit. We are of the generation that says no more. But we have to be bold enough to call it out. And when we see these intersectional fakers, we don't intersect with a damn thing. We black. Foundational black Americans, the descendants of chattel slavery here in America. Our ancestors' blood is in them cotton fields, the dirt, and the ocean, and in the air. If you can't talk to me about that, then we have no discussion. Oh, wow. You said your little brother was murdered when he was 16? Damn, in 2010, sorry to hear that. Sorry to hear that. It's that age group, man. And see, here's another thing. We sold. Well, I can't say we sold it because we were the generation was catching it ourselves. But that civil rights generation, man, they thought that after they got that civil rights bill signed, man, that all she wrote was done is where we have arrived. They see us. And in the meantime, just decimated our damn family, man, to the point to where we hate ourselves so much that you killing another kid that ain't even seen adulthood. I'm so angry at you that I want to take your life before you can even see, before you can even legally take a drink. This has got to stop. This has got to stop. We have to have more fervent protection of our image and of our own, because you don't see other people. We just have to watch. If we want to have the same levels of protection as other groups, then we have to start conducting ourselves in a like manner, not saying be like them, but be of a level of understanding where everybody knows these people don't get down like that. These people don't get down like this. But right now, black folks have been the one group that you can do every and anything to. Right now, we literally have a chicken sandwich commercial talking about hands on my knees, shaking ass on my thought shit. And this is how we promote a black businesswoman. She has a business deal. This is $1 million deal. And the way we celebrate a black woman making $1 million deal is with hands on my knees, shaking ass on my thought shit. And we don't call our girls bitches. Don't sell me a chicken sandwich with your hands on your knees, shaking ass on your thought shit. I'm literally watching commercials. Me and my wife watching reruns, Different World. HBO Max got them right now if you are looking. But we over here watching Different World, right? No, that's not different world. We was actually watching the Wu-Tang joint. So the Wu-Tang has commercials. The commercials that they keep running, and they're running not just on internet channels, but regular TV. Hands on my knees, on my head, shaking ass on my thoughts. I mean, just nonstop. Like, oh my God. So first it was this cracked chicken sandwich that they had everybody fiending for. Then they had like the only things that they wasn't doing like a dope house was taking cash only for that damn chicken sandwich. They was over there shifting hours and stuff. Well, this Popeyes is only going to be selling the chicken sandwich between the hours of 10 and 2, and then at 4 to 7 you can go to the other Popeyes and you get that chicken sandwich. Niggas was lining up like, man, now you going out here to get some thotty sauce. Hottie sauce, that's what it's called. Again, I can't even think of hottie sauce. It just everything. When I think of that damn sandwich, I think thought. Why? Now I figured it out. It was like, oh, the subliminals on the backtrack. Hands on my knees, shaking hands, something like that. Yeah, I love Different World, Cosby Show. Those, you know what? We just bought that box set of the Cosby Show. Just came in last week, so we was binging all last weekend on the Cosby Show. Probably some more this weekend. We showed up binging last week on the Cosby Show. Yes, indeed. It's a nice little box set too. I can't complain. You know, yeah, we definitely got that the old school joints, you know. So I love my old school show. You know, I was if y'all for my y'all 40 and uppers, like mid 40s and ups in my chat, y'all know Crackle playing That's My Mama with Clifton Davis. For y'all to see Coming to America and thought that like when they said that he was from the What's Going Down episode of That's My Mama. Now the What's Going Down episode, he is not in that episode, of course. But the show That's My Mama, that actually was a real show. The dude from Amen was actually the son in that show. This nigga, hey, dude, nigga, so wrong, man. That's my mama. Oh, come on, man. That's like saying you are tuned in to an episode of That's My Mama. This episode has been brought to you by Bojangles Chicken. Yes, Bojangles Chicken. You can too get a honey biscuit. Love that chicken. Oh, Lord. I mean, man, they just be tearing our ass off, man, don't they? They do us so wrong. They do us so damn dirty. And that's what I'm saying with my hands on my knees, shaking ass on my thighs. Shit, man, come on. But see, it almost looked like that damn sandwich was a test to this $450K. Like, oh, they stupid enough to let me go ahead and throw out some bootlicks to go out here and soften them up for this. Yeah, I can only imagine what Joy Reid's gonna try to say. Now, y'all, it's gonna be some finger wagging like that other female I just showed you. Oh, that's right, man. Yes, Silent D, you know about that Bojangles Chicken? That's from your original neck of the woods. Yeah, this episode has been brought to you by Bojangles Chicken, home of the honey biscuits. I mean, that's my mama. You might as well say, Coming on next after That's My Mama, featuring Nell Carter. Oh, y'all just got to know, man, they don't got no respect for us, man. So we don't have any reason to take no shit up off these people. Family, trust me, okay? So, I mean, I just hope I encourage you to look at yourself a little differently and say, you know what? I ain't taking that. And I ain't saying go into your job and go cuss your boss out tomorrow. You know what, B-Zilla said? You know what? You, I'm out of here. No, don't do that. Don't do that. I'm just saying, don't let nobody come out here and just put that bullshit on you and let you tell you anything. You understand what I'm saying? Oh, man. All that making fun of the dead madness, man, that is wicked as hell. That is wicked as hell. And I hope these people learn a lesson before they have to learn the hard way. Because, there's been some incidences out here on this West Coast about disrespecting the dead that ain't turned out well for young men. So, I hope these cats understand that ain't cool. That ain't cool, y'all. But with that being said, some things just have to be, and we'll have to see how these things play out. But one thing I want y'all to do, family, is make sure y'all stay on top of these people's heads. So when we start seeing, because we're going to start seeing more of this fake reparations, like tether. So they're taking the tether thing. So imagine you got tethers with people. Now we're having tethers with a agenda. So you have to tether it to our agenda, because reparations ain't going away. They see that now. All right, these niggas ain't, and y'all pulling up now. So clearly y'all ain't going away, and y'all own some other shit now. So, well, what do we do? Hey, feminist groups, last chance. Get with them and let's start talking intersectionality. Oh, but you can't put the white woman face out there in front. So you see how she tried to clean it up? Well, as you can clearly see, they're both white women, but they've had so much experience and time in with doing things with people of color. And that's just why the devil is on the ropes. Because Babylon is falling. Babylon is falling. Let it fall. And let us rise. You understand? Because right now, the writing is on the wall. Easy come, easy go. So don't take it personal. Take the bitter with the sweet. Because Esau, good things come to an end. Thank y'all for being with me on this Friday for the weekly wrap up. I am your host, Beatzilla PDX official. And, we have fun. We have fun, but we are a very serious space. And we are looking out for our own over here. Not to say that we are hating or looking down on anyone else or any other group, but this is about family first. And family first, and that has always been something that every other group can do until it comes for us. Well, we will no longer be ashamed of loving ourselves. We will no longer be ashamed of loving ourselves as a collective, just being ourselves as a collective, empowering ourselves for ourselves and for our future and our children's futures, children's futures. You dig? Which, our numbers ain't dwindling. So it ain't us that's crying that tune, is it? So you have to understand everything that's at play. So with that being said, I hope that you guys have received something positive here today. Much appreciative of everybody who spends all of this time with me. I'm glad y'all like these joints. Because we've been going. Deneen Soul, hey. Thank you very much. Be one to you as well. And to everybody else in the wings, I'm unapologetic for putting my people first. Absolutely. B1 FBA, yes. Oh, and y'all seen, I was with the family Wednesday.
So we had a real good time, just enjoying. I'm we still eating leftovers too. Oh Lord. I mean, when I say there was so much food, I mean there was so much food. We in my house is still eating leftovers, y'all. Oh my Lord. But I mean, it was just so unfortunate situation. Losing family so young. Unfortunate circumstance, but being able to be around all the family like that, because pretty much right now a lot of folks have moved. Mostly everybody in Texas now, so I definitely took advantage of being with the folks. Got a chance to hang with my nephew, and so if you see the picture, that's me and my brother, and his son is to his other side, so that's my nephew over there. Him and my son, same age, so a month apart. So always enjoy your folks. Enjoy your folks, man. I've always enjoyed being around my own, just being around. And, when we have events, even if it's a funeral or some memorial service like what it was, you still have so much from the elderly down to the babies, and all in between. Just being in that vibe, man, is just something dope. And like I said, I love being us, and I wouldn't change that shit for the world. You dig? Just being able to watch all of that blackness, man. That's my thing, man. All day long. That's my thing. So just, seeing the old heads over there enjoying themselves, watching the babies throwing balloons all over the damn place. Cake, cake, food, and fellowship. Just good fellowship, and I guess remembering why you family. You know what I mean? So with that being said, I hope that y'all do the same with you and yours. It does not require a pagan holiday, and it definitely shouldn't require a death. But if you guys as a family start establishing your own family holiday, something that is meaningful to you as a family, establish that and come together. Even if it's on the same day, it's on the same day as Thanksgiving, call it what you need to call it and celebrate your time, because you got those times that the government will give everybody time off. So utilize it and be with your people. But damn, they pagan holiday and Christmas and Santa can kiss our ass. So with that being said, you can follow me on Instagram at BeatZillaPDX. You can follow me on Twitter at BeatZillaPDX. You can follow me on Facebook at BeatZillaPDX, and on Patreon at BeatZillaPDX Official. Of course, we got the podcast, Our Real Truth, at Anchor FM, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and iTunes. I got to get on that, matter of fact. And then you can email me at ourrealtruth@gmail.com. That's ourrealtruth@gmail.com. And of course, if you feel so inclined to put some money in the bucket, been moved to make a donation, you can definitely do so at Cash App $BeatZillaPDX. That is Cash App $BeatZillaPDX. Said you went out the other day to eat with mom and grandma. It was fun. Absolutely. Yeah. Get that time in, cause I mean, for a lot of y'all know I play drums at an old church, and I'm watching some of them old folks is leaving. You understand? But I'm glad to say that I was around a lot of these old heads with these stories, giving up a lot of good games. So I'm fortunate enough to have spent time around these people. Some of these people have lived over 100 years, so they lived a good life. You know what I mean? But just man, enjoy being us, man. So I really can't stress that enough. Enjoy being us. You know, material ain't everything, and there's things that we got just in our community that money will never be able to buy. You dig? So, I believe that is about it. But, you know, one more time, shoot, we already been rolling this long. Why not have one more? And then we will get on out of here with the minister.
I remember your laugh when I was at my worst. Let me tell you, piece of scum, I'm supported from above. Your man.
Wait, my bad. Wrong song.
Time the clock tick faster. That'll be the hour they knock the slick blaster. Dick dastardly, a monthly with sick laughter. A gunfight and they come to cut the mix master. And living the true gods. Giving y'all nothing but the lick like two broads. Got more lyrics than the church got ooh lords. And they hold the mic at your attention like two swords. Or you the one with two blades on it. Hey you, don't touch the mic like it's AIDS on it.
Shout out to Tina Berry and the United Empires of Alkebulon. That is what is going on. For those of y'all in Orlando, I believe it is Sunday. If you would want to hear Tina Berry speak, she is speaking at the All Black National Convention Sunday, I believe. Yes, Sunday. But yes, shout out all to my fellow members of Alkebulon. Of course, I got my braces on. Prided Bentley in the house. Yes, that's Tina Berry, straight chaser, straight no chaser with the queen. Yeah, so if y'all don't know Tina Berry, that is one good, powerful, strong sister. And I've really enjoyed working with her behind the scenes. Really have enjoyed her spirit and her just her vision. So a person that absolutely makes you feel comfortable, but don't be bothered by the fact that she'll probably never actually say her name right. That's our running joke. She mess up everybody's name. but it's all love. So yes, indeed. Shout out to Tina Berry, a straight no chaser with the queen, Tina Berry, and you know her along with Queen Ahmadiyya Shakur. You can find them in my on my page actually. So if you look, you'll see them. You look at my channels. Those are the extended family over here. You dig? So with that being said, I hope y'all have a wonderful, blessed weekend. Stay safe, stay vigilant, and may everybody that also has been here and also the people that have donated and will donate, peace, blessings, protection, and power be unto you. So, yes, Tina Berry, New Black Media. We are here. And, you know, as we do here, we always, we hold the stone of truth like a great millstone cast into this wicked sea, aka the valley of death. But we don't have to fear no evil because we know who Satan is. And you ain't gotta kill him. Shalom, y'all.
When you know who Satan is, yes, sir, you don't have to kill him. No. The stone of truth. Yes. See, that's what you throw. Yes, right. Allah says, had we wished to take a pastime from before, surely we would have done it. Nay, we cast truth at falsehood till we knock out its brains. Every one of you that knows the truth, stand up and tell it from the mountaintop. Black people can't take it no more. So wherever you are on the job, in the factory, I don't care where you are. If you know the truth, stand up on the truth and tell Satan, who the hell are you to try and pick my friends? Farrakhan is God's man, and you are from the enemy of God. So to hell with you. Stand up on it like a man.